with this, but
Okay.
if you have it in front of you, by all means, welcome Kate Lanagan MacGregor, and Cheryl, take it away.
All right then. Hey, so we're starting back up with our Mastermind Monday series. It's awesome. This is the only real way we can all get together from so far away. New England region is a 6-state membership, and this is the best way for us to see each other and learn some quick information about interesting topics. So today's guest is Kate Lanagan MacGregor. She's also the NER, New England Region Communications Chair, and it's great that she's going to be able to spotlight and tell us a little bit about some interesting topics, but let me tell you about her first. So Kate is the owner and educator of Agent Rising, a real estate school and training center offering local, state, and national education with designations, certifications, continuing education, pre-licensing for salespersons and brokers. She is obsessed with assisting all realtor professionals to rise with Agent Rising. She offers free daily live coaching every morning at the crack of 6:30 on the Facebook group, Rituals to Rise. A broker owner of Bold Real Estate in Mattapoisett, Mass for 15 plus years. And she's a true boots on the ground professional. So welcome so much, Kate, today to the Mastermind series for New England Region. Take it away.
Well, thank you all. And thank you guys for joining. I am so excited. And over the weekend, I just want to give you a little bio before I go in, is over the weekend, they were talking about reactivating it. And we had talked before about me doing a mastermind, and I was kind of like, no, whatever, And then when I saw that we had this little gap, I said, well, I'll do it, and so then they're like, great, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, Monday? So anyways, I was totally okay with that. And then my husband had a phone emergency yesterday, and we had a couple other challenges. So bear with me. This is not exactly how I normally present. But I think that that's okay, because the message that I have has to do a lot with where we're at, all of us in our profession right now. And that has to do with trying to, assimilate after the COVID hit us, and we are all just in this really state of flux. And so what I'm hoping is by sharing my journey with you, that maybe it will be helpful for you. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen, and I'm going to pull us up. Okay, and can you all see it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, beautiful. So I named this My Mindful Journey to Financial and Time Freedom. And, I was a little hesitant to put that title in there because, financial and time freedom is like a big statement, right? And so I just want you to know that it is a journey, and I feel that it's a journey. And so, okay. Are you guys seeing blank like I am?
Yes.
All right, let me see. I'm going to take it off present for a second. Okay, and I'm going to, just because okay, here we go. All right, I'm going to put it back on present. Sorry about that. Let's give this a shot. Okay, has this ever been you? I have so many ideas, and all of them are great. And I like that idea, and I like that idea, and I like that idea. I love that idea. I've got to try them all. Has that ever happened to you guys? Well, or is this you? Oh my God, I've just committed to so many things. I have all these different things going on. I can't keep things straight. I don't know if I'm coming or going. All right, I will tell you that I am both of those people. And here's a little story. All right, so who am I and where have I been? I am a true, that seems like a great idea kind of person. And over the course of my profession is that I have like someone has said, hey, let's start. I started the real estate company 15 years ago called Bull Moose Real Estate. I started a marketing company because marketing was so awesome and I was so good at branding. I started BBM Pros, and I also had Agent Rising that I started 10 plus years ago. And in those, we're like, oh, we need to be hometown experts. Let's start Destination Hometown and Instructor Guild, because I'm an instructor and I love my instructors, and then my Rise and my whole Kate Lanagan MacGregor branding. And I was just like all over the place. And what I thought at the time was that I could, I thought that I was multi-passionate. And I said, being multi-passionate, I can do all of these things. But then let's not forget our family. And these are my kiddos. That's Connor and Mariah and Martha. And they, over the time of my profession, and again, it's been about 20 plus years that I've been a realtor, you know, I've always imagined that they loved the fact that I was a realtor and that, you know, having me as their mom was cool. You know, and there were a couple of like red flags. Like Mariah and Martha did a video once when I was asking them, like, tell everyone about like what it's like being a daughter. And they're like, she has her mom voice, rah, 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 and she's got her realtor voice. Hello, how are you? Right. And so little kind of hints that maybe I was not really balancing out things too well. So for me, I had to take a step back, and it's what I call zooming out. And when I zoomed out, I realized that I had to incorporate some systems. And I had to create for myself a journey that was going to be able to help me be who I wanted to be and to whom I wanted to be. And my training program is called RISE, and it's Rituals, Intention, Systems, and Education. And this is kind of morphed into a program that's designed to launch, inspire, empower, educate, and create a thriving realtor professional. And again, it started with me, and it started with Facebook. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about my Facebook journey as we go along, because it's something that really, I don't know, it became another benchmark in my profession. What is rituals? So in Rituals to Rise, the rituals part is an organization, goal setting, calendar mastery, a time, money, and wellness tracking. And my definition, because sometimes I think it's effective if we have definitions that we work on together, is any activity that is done in such a system or fashion that it becomes a no-brainer activity. So for me, those rituals were, what do I do when I wake up in the morning? What do I make sure I have done in a day? What do I do when I get a listing? And my trackers that were created from this, and again, many of you have seen these before. The two biggest ones are my daily tracker, which starts with an affirmation, and it kind of has the schedule, the tasks, including errands, prospects, and follow-up, my plan for the day, my calls made, my notes sent, my accomplishments, my goals, and what's to carry over. So that was part of my daily ritual. And then my weekly, which I set it for a Sunday night or even a Friday afternoon before you left, if you were lucky enough to have weekends off. And what was your hot sheet? What did your hot sheet look like for the week? What was your pipeline at a glance? Fear setting. What were you afraid of? What is keeping you from being who or what you want to be? And my goals that I declare, again, an eyeball on the goals on both of them, as you see, in a parking lot. What are my great ideas? Because still my brain still thinks like great ideas, but I now know that I can't do them all. So I need to park some of them. And when I park them, I have this great sense of, like, they may go away for a moment, but they're not going to go away forever. And then my tracking my goals and to my actuals. Okay. And how I did this was, and I'm still doing it right now, we are what I call in the beta phase of the rituals, is that I used a laminated pages, and let's see if I have some right here for you. They sound like this, right? So they're laminated and with a wet erase marker. And thank you, Tracy Lee, who's on this call, for introducing me to wet erase markers, right? So that you can, you know, the idea being that you can put them on there, it doesn't smudge until you actually wash it off. The ideas about this was Rocketbook, who has erasable paper. That was a big game changer for me. So I'm like, how can I do a Rocketbook type erasable paper, not pieces of paper or sticky notes everywhere? How can I organize it to one spot of something that can fit in my bag, fit in my car, be with me at all times? And it's something that is, you know, constantly being updated, and you cloud it every day so that you have easy access to it always. And so for me, what I found was when I got my iPhone calendar, I stopped doing any writing down. This is back several years ago, before rituals. And what I realized was, yes, I was on time and I was where I needed to go, but I didn't do any of that long-term thinking, and I didn't do any strategy, and I didn't do any analysis of my calendar. And so what this gave me was that ability to move forward in analyzing. And again, we started with those rituals. I'm going to just point out a couple of the things that I think make this special. The first is the affirmation. How am I feeling this morning? Every day, an analysis, like, how do I feel? Do I feel focused? Am I tired? Am I on fire? Am I whatever am I? So, but the affirmation being like that you are owning who you are. Now, I know some affirmations I've seen people put it in the past tense, like I made 10 phone calls. Hey, Deb. Okay, and so this was more of a just a check-in spot for yourself.
It was so fast. It was dark.
Okay, so I'm gonna just see if I can't mute you guys. Okay. Or if somebody can mute, okay? I hear some background noise, and I think that, all right. All right, so
Now you're muted, Kate.
not anymore, I'm off. So what we have seen is the idea that if we start our day, the mason jar on the right? If we start our day with our non-negotiables, our boulders, the things that must get done, and then we fill in from there the sand, the rocks and the pebbles, like the errands, like the things you got to do for your family, the not fun, sexy things, but the stuff that you got to also do. And then you take those little, like the sand, which is the thank you notes, I've got 5 minutes to do this, I can fill this in, I can do those little things, and they all fit in a day versus just starting your day and acting on your urgent, not importance. And so really becoming mindful about what those boulders are. And, I just saw a really cool thing about this that took it even further, and it was adding water to it and how that water is what flows everything. So, so this was a big piece for me, was prioritizing my day. And what will I accomplish? What were my calls and notes that I sent? And how do I stay on contact with that? Because gratitude marketing has always been a cornerstone to my business. And what I would do is I would put initials in these little circles that would tell me that I have done it, okay? I also, when I'm training people, get them back onto the phone. The do not call registry just, really ruined it for people calling people, and just making sure that they have that personal touch, because there's nothing like a call. Texting and emailing was not meant to replace the phone. It was meant to assist it and supplement it. Now here's a big one, accomplishments. And it's, what have I done today? And I literally, when I'm on my game, I write down as I'm accomplishing the items, I write it down as an accomplishment. Because you know what, we're in business for ourselves, right? It is you, Inc., and you're in charge of your future. So nobody is watching to see what your accomplishments are. And no one's going to be like that, a girl, right? So it's important that you are rewarding yourself, even if it's just jotting it down, like this was my accomplishment. It really gave me a lot more satisfaction in my day. And it gave me that opportunity to try some new things because I would have my accomplishments. My goals, quickly, my goals that I declare had to do with doing a streak counter for if I had a goal. For me, giving up Diet Coke was my biggest streak counter, and just how many days I'd go without a Diet Coke, and whatever it is that you're doing. And just having different ways to play games with yourself. What is your 30-day promise to yourself? What do you promise yourself in that 30 days? What is short-term and achievable? And then the long-term was the rating yourself for that 90-day goal setting, is giving yourself a 1 to 10 on these and seeing what your wheel looked like. These are all spokes of a wheel. And what happens is, where's your flat tire, right? And so finding that, for me, my big flat tire when I started this all was financials. I just did not adjust. I was like, as long as there was money in the bank, I was good. And what I realized was that mindfulness that I put around the money really helped me understand what it is I wanted to do and what I needed to do. Another thing super important for me was the carryover, having a place for the carryover. And then on the Sunday night planner, there was fear setting. And I think it's really important for us to do two things with fear setting, is to find what is the worst thing that could happen if I'm afraid of something, right? I mean, we all know that doing video is super important for our profession. And yet we are very hesitant, a lot of us, not so much you guys are amazing, to do the video, or calling people that might be a cold call, or calling people that went with somebody else instead of you. And it's like, what would be the worst thing that could happen? And then work your way through and say, could I live with that? And say, yeah, I could live with that. I mean, I could live with a person hanging up on me. That's not going to physically hurt me. And if that is the case, then let's just do it, right? Let's not worry about that fear. And the other thing about fear setting is that if I don't run a marathon because I'm afraid I can't do 26 miles, and in my training, I get consistent at 15 miles, my heart rate goes down, my body fat goes down, I live longer, I feel better, all those kinds of things. Even if I can't make 26 miles, I've hit so many achievements when I fail forward. And so my recommendation to you is, please don't let fears get in your way. And then the parking lot, my goals to soon accomplished, right? We don't have to let anything go. And then the last part on that is tracking your goals to your actuals, and just, again, being real with yourself. And this to me is really important because, again, nobody's checking in on me, right? And then my monthly strategic planner. This right here is what the monthly strategic planner looks like. And this I generally use for my marketing arcs and my storytelling and my documenting, not creating, which is what we do to stay in touch with people, right? This is part of our job So what I do is I map out what I'm going to do. This summer I had a tide chart thing going, right? Little tide chart videos every day telling people when the high tide and low tide were from our office. And whatever it is, you know, I always say, like, weekly we want to have real estate market, what's going on, a community mayor type item, and then the personal professional share about yourself. And again, I am a big person in always remembering the person that you're serving. The person that you're serving is the person that you're creating this for. It's not about you. I am not a woohoo, got it under agreement in 2 hours. Yay me, I'm awesome, hire me, right? I would turn that around to saying, I'm so excited when I can relieve the stress to my sellers when we have a fast turnaround. You know, with our hard work together, we price this appropriately or something. Always pulling in that person you're serving. And and then in the morning and in the evening, 15 minutes of 555, liking, commenting, sharing on our various social media so that we are contributing to other people. By the way, it's not in here, recommendations and reviews. I was talking with my class that I taught this weekend, and I said, if you want reviews, give reviews. Be the person that's giving the reviews, and it will come full circle. And then there's always various, and this comes up in the talk later, is every month there is some sort of update, some sort of fun thing to do, some sort of task to take your rituals and examine them a little further. And I have a Facebook group called Rituals to Rise, and that will be where all those special offers are posted. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that Rituals to Rise, because this Facebook group has been a huge game changer in my profession. And this is a picture of it, what it looks like today. And we're doing a September Serve, which is an outreach program for seniors, schools, and small businesses. And so just interviewing some people in those 3 brackets, and also sharing great ideas so that maybe we can remember that to me, in my heart-centered world, our goal and our job is to serve. Anyway, why Facebook? Why the group? Amplification of a message. I live in a little town. My office is in a little town. My ability to amplify my message just by person to person is not going to happen for who I want to connect with. Continuity and consistency. I do this 5 mornings a week, and I have done it since live streaming came out. And the reason I do that is because at least people know to check in. Now, do they always check in at 6:30 in the morning? No, they do not. Do they watch the replay? Absolutely. Do they binge watch at times? Absolutely. Okay, so it's not then, but when you get going on it, you can catch up on the message. And the idea being that serving you all in that way makes us both better, right? Keeps me accountable. And the other reason I chose Facebook, because I started this on Periscope when Periscope was live streaming. And then when Facebook came out, the day Facebook came out, I switched it over. And the reason why is because that's where my avatar lives. And an avatar definition, right? So here's my definition, is who is my ideal client? Whose face do I see when I'm creating my marketing? And whose face is it that I want to respond with me? And who do I best serve? So my avatar lives on Facebook, and they still do. And I'm a little mad at Facebook. So anyway, enough about why I'm mad at Facebook. This right here are some of the videos. Again, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of videos. I thought I would show you a couple things that I just wanted to point out. When I first started this, it was not about those mini coaching items. It was about a fitness, and it was fitness because that was something I could do every day. I was just getting over a broken back. I'm like, let's do it together. And so it's morphed into the next one over on the right. Those are the ones from recently. So it's morphed over, but as you can see, I like to look at all my different hairstyles. Anyway, one of the things that's important about this is, to me, is it taught me what I look good at doing and what looks good on me, what doesn't, what is like how having a camera and the light and all those kinds of things. And also how to speak and how to think while I'm speaking. So the gifts of doing this every day have been enormous. All right, so the story arc that I follow on Rituals to Rise is what I call rituals, okay? And again, that's the name of the company. So the R is for reset, Sunday night planner. I is for investigate. T is for touch. Wednesdays for up leveling. Thursdays for acting. Fridays for learning, and then Saturday self-care. So each day we follow one of those messages. So I just took a look at the time, and I'm going to whip through these next few items, and it's just how to create your own story arc, right? Map it out, figure out your strategy, get your sticky notes out, have a wall of shame or a wall of fame, right? This wheel goes through all of the different learning types: connect, attend, imagine, inform, practice, extend, refine, and perform. This is my one that I did for today, right? So when I thought about what I might want to talk about, I pulled out my wheel because I wanted to make sure that no matter who was on this call, I would say something or do something that would connect with them. This was my original sales training: serve, start, systemize, support, stay, strengthen, surprise, and significance. And I always go back to that because serving is always so important to me. But right on the other side, that stay, this is the code I have been trying to crack, is why don't we keep doing the things that we know we want to do? And I think it's because there's overwhelm. Just like in this picture here, I have all these great ideas. You know what? I can't serve all of those ideas. I can't do all of those things. When I showed you all my really cool logos, I can't do all of them. I need my one great idea, and the one idea that works for me. And then the I for rise is intention. I just want to talk about this a little bit as far as mindfulness and really getting into yourself on what's working for you. I have developed, and I heard it from somebody, is either hell yeah or no, right? No, thank you, but no. So if it doesn't give me a hell yeah, then I don't want to do it, right? I'm going to say no, thank you. And I'm going to say, maybe Tracy wants to do it. No. So anyway, this is your business, guys. You're in charge of your destiny. If you don't do it, then it's up to you. And if you're not creating exactly what you want, you have no one to blame but yourself. So figure out who it is that you want to have your brand or niche with and who your sphere of influence is. Your brand should be things that you love, natural and not forced. So one of the things I always want to say is really be as laser focused as possible. There's this thing called the smallest viable audience. And that smallest viable audience means I want as few people as possible to make everything that I want to happen, so that I am not all over the place. And that focus, follow one course until successful. I want to be nimble. I don't want to be fickle. All right, so what has happened in this COVID-19 with us? Are we frantically selling? Are we like emotional bags of wreck, right? I had somebody with one of my videos, and he's actually a CRS, so I hope he watches this in the replay. He called me one time, he said, you got to get some rest. You are a mess, right? And the other part about this is, what do you really want? I don't want to come out of this having less than I went in, like as far as I want to be in a better place, right? So the way that I guide it is what brings you energy, what takes your energy away. And this right here, bringing me energy, these are my girls, right? And my daughter that's got the glasses on, she's a nurse. She was a COVID nurse. You guys, if you are on my rituals, you know what a journey that was. And I learned so much from my pain and her pain. And then that's Martha, who had her knee surgery, which again was a big blow to her. So I see these guys trying to figure it out. I want to be able to tell them what brings you energy, what takes it away. What takes it away from me? Fear, right? Fear of money. Fear I'm not going to be good enough. Fear that Lisa and Nora and Cheryl and Kim and Maria are all doing more work than I am, right? That comparison. I don't want fear. That sucks me right dry, as does so much of my time being spent doing things that I didn't really say hell yeah to, right? So here's the thing. What I want to say to you is, what are you going to do about it from here? On a sailboat, there's this tiny little thing on the bottom. It's called a trim tab. And that trim tab for us is our course correcting. That little thing on a sailboat turns the whole entire sailboat around. So if there's a trim tab on us, I'm going to call COVID our trim tab. And it's going to tell me it's time to course correct. And I want to do what brings me energy, which is going to give me the most satisfaction in my profession. Give me time freedom and give me financial freedom. And by the way, my boat got smaller, right? I took on that big page I showed you, a lot of these things have shed. And, you know, maybe that's why I had time that we could do this together, you know, because I am committed to my realtor friends. You know, I love you guys. And I just think that this is what I think we should do. Is I think we should really take a step back and just analyze and really be the best, most authentic selves that we can be. All right, I'm opening it up for questions.
Wow, I just want to thank you, Kate. That was phenomenal.
Should I stop sharing? I'm going to stop sharing. There we go. Hi, guys.
Hi, that was awesome. Awesome.
Thanks, Kate, so much.
Well, I took a lot of notes.
What?
I took a lot of notes. That was really mind-blowing.
Oh, well, is that Kim? So thank
Yeah.
you, Kim. I'm happy to share my slides. If you put it in the chat, I will share. But if you give me like a day or two so I can actually make them look like I like them to look, this was throwing
Okay.
spaghetti against the wall today.
Hey,
You
it
know?
looked great, Kate. I mean, phenomenal job on the PowerPoint. Looked great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Outstanding. And they were all small bites that we can do, like the daily 15 minutes. Who doesn't have 15 minutes to do the
Right.
5
But
right?
that's the thing. And this is this is what I learned from doing this on a daily basis. And just like if you go to my videos, there's a stack of videos to watch or see. There's a stack in my folder for my rituals that I can go back and analyze. And I cannot tell you how important that has been for me. And I just, for me, it has worked. And I just, if something isn't working for you, or if you think that you might want to try something, give it a try. I will also, if you're interested, put it in the chat. I will send you those laminates right now. I am putting this together in I have a book company I'm working with where we're going to have the erasable paper, and it's going to be not laminates and not magic markers, and it's going to be a little bit smarter. I'm just working on the final details on it because this for me was life-changing. And again, and when I teach the classes around the state, and it has been as well for them.
Can I ask you something really
Can
quickly?
Yes.
What do you use for your calendar app?
My calendar, I just use Google. I
Okay.
keep it simple. I've used, hey sister, I have used everyone that's out there at some point in time because I always thought bigger, shinier, better. Sounds like a great idea. Let's try it out. Let's be another, everything I went to. But then I purged them. And I'm like, I can find Google. Like, guys, I'm a shit show, right? So I need simple. Google is where I go. Google's my man, Any other questions?
So much, Kate. Outstanding. Over delivery. Exploding with happiness here. I'm happy to notice that our president, Richard Waystack, is on this call, so he got to see the Zoom presentation as well. And we have CRS week coming up, and he's going to be featured in the first class on Monday. Richard, can you share a few moments with us?
Hi, Cheryl. Kate, that was just outstanding. Now take a deep breath because you talked nonstop for 25 minutes.
That's what I thought.
I'm so hot. Thank you.
You're great material. This COVID has been redefined all of us and what we're doing. And I love that. I love the rituals. It's so important. Many of you know I work with folks in recovery, and rituals are so important for so many reasons. Changing a habit. How long does it take? Used to be 21 days, and now they really say it's going to be 66 to 75 days to change that habit and to make it a positive habit in your life. So looking forward to CRS week. Kate, you're wonderful. And someone's phone's ringing. Mine was ringing too, Cheryl. So looking forward to getting together with Alex Milstein, our 2021 president. We're going to be talking about, staying in touch during COVID and the different ways that we have. Kate, you mentioned a lot of them there today. I love the mayor message for your community. It's so important.
Yeah.
I work with a lot of seniors, and that is my business model. And checking in with them consistently is so important. It's one of the few departments in our community that has remained open as our Council on Aging, because we have so many vulnerable seniors in our community. So looking forward to chatting with Alex and how we have been staying busy. And, I had this year, it's very different. I've become the virtual president, and my schedule has changed dramatically. And it's interesting because late last year when I did my goals for this year, I had cut my income projections basically in half because I knew that my responsibilities to CRS and to RRC would take me all over the world. That changed. Over 25 trips canceled. And it's interesting, I have more than exceeded my income goals for this year, refocusing and pivoting. And that little trim tab change, changes the course so dramatically, Kate. But we'll have some great discussions this week. The nicest part about this year has been the people of RRC coming together, helping each other out, and helping each other learn how to change that trim tab, to change our course. And I'm getting tired of the word pivot and adapt. But, that's what we've had to do. And that's why I'm so proud to be a CRS, because I know I'm in among the best of the best. And Kate, you're one of the best. Hearing you today was outstanding. So thanks so much for sharing. Cheryl, thanks for letting me say a few words.
All right. Thank you.
Right, and if you all could go to crs.com/attend/CRS-week. I'll try to get it in the chat before we close out. But there's 5 fabulous classes. It's 1 Central that they'll all start, so that's 2 o'clock for Eastern Standard Time, I do believe. Are they going to be recorded too, do you think, Richard? And I wonder if we could record them and then post them on our New England Region YouTube page that Christine established. I'm guessing that's a yes.
My understanding that things will be recorded and make it available to everybody. That's one of the nice things we've done is we've opened up so much more free education for our members and actually for our non-members as well. And we've offered it to associations as well. So we will keep that and make it available.
Awesome. Awesome. So thank you again so much, Kate. I'm going to have to watch the recording again because we're talking so fast. I didn't get all the notes.
Copy everybody's email address and whatnot, and I will send those out to you guys.
And thank you, Christine, who always takes the recordings and posts them on YouTube for us. So thank you for that. We also try to get it on the group too. And Nora is working fast and furious with us to try to get this to go live to make it a little easier than trying to remember the Zoom account number. So if you have any suggestions or you ever want to help and volunteer, please reach out to us. Also, tomorrow is the leadership meeting. We meet once a month. If you have any ideas for 2021, we'd love to hear them. All right, so thank you very much.
Cheryl, before you go, could you just pass on to your leadership meeting tomorrow how proud I am of what New England has done this year and the work that your leadership team has done. It's been exceptional. Just so proud, as a national president to say, hey, my home region has done an exceptional job. So kudos to you and your entire leadership team. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yep. Great job, Cheryl.
All right.
Great job, Kate.
Good to see you all.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye now.
Have a great week. Have a great week, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thanks for joining us, Lisa.